He was last seen alive on June the 2nd of 2002, and then 2 days later his body was found near Lewisville Lake in Frisco, Texas. Now, 24 years later, 3 people have been arrested. Frank Weiss and his wife Lisa were living in Plano, Texas, and there were indications about a month or so prior to his disappearance that the marriage was falling apart. Frank had filed annulment papers alleging infidelity, and then he submitted the paperwork to have his sole beneficiary changed from his wife Lisa to his daughter Carla. His wife Lisa agreed to the annulment and signed the papers on May the 31st of 2002. And then the next day on June the 1st, she moves out. And you would think that they were on really good terms because on June the 2nd, after the annulment papers are signed and after she moves out, they go to dinner at Uncle Julio's. Well, that was the last time anyone saw Frank alive. On June the 4th of 2002, a fisherman found Frank Weiss's body near Lewisville Lake within the Frisco city limits. An investigator said he had been wrapped in black bags, tied with rope, and weighed down with 50-pound sandbags duct taped to his legs. And the Tarrant County medical examiner determined that he had been shot twice in the chest with a .38 caliber firearm. And I don't know if Carla asked where her dad was or if this is something Lisa just offered up out of the blue, but at some point, Lisa told Carla that Frank had decided to take a last-minute trip to Cancun and he just didn't want to be bothered. And I'm not sure if Carla bought that or not, but either way, for more than 2 decades, his murder remained unsolved. Then in 2026, Frisco Police reopened the case and they began looking at all of their evidence, re-interviewing witnesses, and the department said advancements in investigative techniques, modern technology, and new information from key witnesses helped detectives obtain an arrest warrant. On April the 20th of 2026, Frisco Police arrested his former wife, 55-year-old Jason Honrud, on a murder warrant connected to his death. Then, less than 3 weeks later, on May the 28th of 2026, Frisco Police arrested 57-year-old Keith Hart on a murder warrant connected to the same case. Now, I don't know the relationship between Keith and Lisa, but what we do know for sure is when she initially moved out back in June of 2002, Keith is the one that helped her move. So any other relationship outside of that, we're not sure about or how he was involved. Then over a month later, on June the 24th of 2026, Frisco Police arrested Lisa's current husband, 50-year-old Jason Honrud, on a murder warrant. And they've not said what role that they believe that he played or whether he knew Frank Weiss in 2002 or what evidence specifically led to his arrest. But let's talk about this for just a second. Now, if we go back to the beginning and we think about the fact that he filed for an annulment because of alleged infidelity, and we've got 2 men here that have now been arrested for being involved in his murder, we could look at it analytically and say, again, not factually, but analytically say it was one of these 2 men that she was having an affair with if there was infidelity. Now, for it to be Keith Hart, it could be, but that would be kind of weird that it would be him and her not marry him and him still be involved in this. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm not saying it's not possible, but that doesn't make sense. It would be more likely, if that's the case, that it's her current husband, Jason, is who she was having the affair with, and then he got involved when Frank was killed. And again, this is just looking at it analytically. It's not factual. It is an opinion, and it is just trying to figure out what could have happened, but we will not know for sure until we get further into the trial phase. Police have also not publicly disclosed a motive or explained all of the evidence they have that led to these 3 murder warrants. And at this point in the investigation, they're not going to. They're not going to give all of their cards away while they're still investigating this. So this is completely normal. So when we talk about motive, and again, the police have not publicly said anything about a motive, we can look at the facts that we have and make an analysis to see if we can kind of figure out what's going on. And the things that stand out to me is he left her. He filed for an annulment, which if she's having an affair, I don't see that really mattering too much unless she still wanted to be married to him with all the benefits that he provided or whatever, and have an affair at the same time. But we also have the fact that he removed her as a beneficiary from his life insurance policy and was leaving everything to his daughter, Carla. Now, that is motivation, one of the oldest motivations in the book, but we do not know if she knew that he had done that or not. So we're going to have to wait for this to play out in the court system, but that is two possibilities as to why someone would kill him. But according to the affidavit, a key witness told investigators that he had given Lisa a .38 caliber revolver, and when he learned that that is the type of gun that was used to kill her ex-husband, he confronted Lisa about it. And she allegedly told him that they had disposed of the gun by throwing it into Joe Pool Lake. And police have not publicly said whether that gun was ever recovered or not. Now, this is interesting because they issued those 3 arrest warrants, and all we know publicly is the affidavit that says that a witness said that they had given her a .38 caliber revolver and that she admitted that they had thrown it away and threw it into the lake. So either they have recovered that firearm, which again, they have not publicly said they have, or this witness, combined with whatever evidence they have, is really powerful for them to have been able to get 3 murder warrants, because so far, it's all just murder. There's no tampering. There is no cover-up charges. There is nothing else. It is straight murder warrants as of now. So I'm really curious to see where this goes as these cases go on further through the court system. After Lisa Honrud's arrest in April, Frank's daughter, Carla Weiss, said that she believed others may be involved in her father's death, and she hopes that everyone responsible will be brought to justice. And she described the news as bittersweet after living with all of these unanswered questions for 24 years. She described her father as a wonderful man, the man who carried her on his shoulders during a trip to Disney, and he DJ'd her 16th birthday party, and he's someone that her friends knew as Daddy Frank. And she said he deserved better and that their family deserved to have him in their lives longer. This is not going to bring him back, but it may give them some sort of closure that someone is going to be held responsible for what happened to her dad. I'm not sure if the police suspect other people are involved or if there's particular information that they're looking for, but they are still asking for help. So if you have any information about Frank Weiss's death or his disappearance, please contact the Frisco Police Department at 972-292-6010, and you can also submit an anonymous tip by texting FRISCOPD and the tip to 847-411 or submit it through their police department app. Any information that you have could be the key that investigators need. As of today, there are no court dates currently announced. And this is a case that I'll be keeping a close eye on, and I will bring you updates as they become available. As with any criminal case, Lisa Honrud, Keith Hart, and Jason Honrud are all presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.